Hi, thanks for watching. I'm Sarah. I'm a certified yoga teacher with over 20 years of experience. In this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about what yoga is. Oftentimes, we think of yoga as those poses and those positions that we see on Facebook or that we see people doing at the gym or at the local studios. And yes, that is part of yoga. But yoga is actually a complete and systematic path to spiritual awakening. And what does that mean? Well, that means that we have a method, a series of steps that we follow in order to master the mind and master the body so that we can connect with the spirit that dwells within. So it doesn't matter what your awareness is of divine energy or what religion you believe in and what kind of spirituality you follow. Whatever it is, you have to connect with it from within. But if your physical body and your mind are not aligned and in the right place, then it's very, very difficult to actually make that spirituality tangible and really feel it from within. You might believe it, you might understand it, but you might not be able to really experience it. And so yoga as a systematic path of spiritual awakening includes many things. The Yoga Sutras of Pantajali outline basically 8 steps. The first one is the Yamas and the Niyamas. And these are 10 principles, very similar to the 10 commandments of the Christian religion and the Jewish religion. The Yamas are precepts towards others. So non-harming, non-stealing, moderation, non-greed, non-attachment. And the Niyamas are principles towards ourselves. So contentment, purity, self-study, self-discipline, and of course, surrender to a power greater than ourselves. And that makes a lot of sense, right? Because if you are not living in accordance with one of these principles, you cannot possibly be at peace. Your mind cannot possibly be quiet. If you're lying, if you're stealing, if you're hoarding more than you need, if you're being lazy, and if you're not keeping your body and your mind pure with what you consume, you're going to have a very difficult time finding inner peace, because a part of you, the conscious part of you, knows the difference between right and wrong. And so when you know you're in the wrong path, well, of course you're not going to be at peace, because there's a part of you that knows. Yes, the part of you that wants to overeat and overshop and, doesn't really want to tell the truth because God forbid, what are they going to think? How are they going to, all these reasons why we do the things we do. You can't possibly be at peace. So those are the foundational pieces. But then in addition to that, whichever religion talks about and leads us to, we have to live in a righteous way. But in addition to that, yoga goes a step further and says, okay, in addition to living this way, you have to practice asana, which are the yoga poses. And this is how you practice them. And why do you need to practice them? Because eventually you need to master your breath. And you cannot possibly master your breath and sit and breathe if your hips are hurting, if your back is hurting, if your hamstrings are tight, if your shoulder is in pain, if your digestive system's not working properly. That's going to take so much energy every time that you're sick or in pain. It's just taking so much energy, you cannot possibly meditate. So yoga says, okay, do your yamas, your niyamas, your 10 commandments, and then practice asana, because that's going to help you to keep your body healthy and prepare the vehicle for the next steps. The next step after asana, which are yoga poses, is pranayama. These are breathing techniques. And why the breath? Well, because the breath is the first thing that we do when we come into this world, take a breath. And the last thing that we do before our body dies. And our breath is literally our link to life, our link to this divine force that keeps the body alive. So if you can connect with your breath and really feel it and taste it and explore it and stay connected with it, from within, you're going to experience this ebb and flow of life. Okay, so now we have a strong body that can sit still long enough without pain, and we have mastered our breath and we're connected to this life force. We then use our breath for the next step, which is concentration. And concentration comes before meditation. As a matter of fact, I cannot teach you how to meditate. All I can teach you to do is concentrate, create an environment where meditation is possible. Teach your mind to stop running away to the past, to the future, getting distracted with, smells and tastes and feelings and all the pretty little things around the world. So can we get the mind to focus, concentration? And there's a lot of different techniques that we use for that, but one of the main ones is concentrate on your breath. Speak why? Because the breath is always there. It's always available to you. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, as long as you're alive, you can focus on your breath. There's many techniques for meditation. You can, gaze at candles and meditate on, a spiritual book, or meditate on a problem that you might be having, or all these things that you can get the mind to focus on. But the simplest of them all is the breath. And so we start there. And it's like building a muscle. The more you learn to concentrate, the more you could actually see things clearly. Because you're not, all fuzzy with your thoughts and all over the place. You're actually able to see what's there, connect with it, accept it without judgment, without resistance, without aversion, just being present with what is. So, Yamas and Niyamas, Asana, Pranayama, which are the breathing techniques, concentration, and then meditation. And I can talk about meditation, but it's something that you actually have to experience. I will attempt to describe it, but it's not something that can really be described, because the minute that we start to try and explain it, you are now using words, which are part of the world of form and the world of thought. And meditation is a place of no thought and no form. So it's a state where there's nothing but pure conscious awareness. That's it. Pure presence. And when you're in that place, there's no need to even describe it. As a matter of fact, if you get to that place and you're like, oh my God, I'm there, I'm meditating, that's it. You lost it. You're gone. Because now you have an attachment to the excitement and to the experience that you're meditating. Oh, you've lost it. So meditation is a state where there's absolutely no thoughts, no excitement. It's not a really super, exciting place. If it is, okay, so yes, it feels good. It feels good to take a break. It feels good to rest. It feels good to let the mind just stop for a second. I'm not saying it's not a good place. Trust me, it's a very good place. But the minute that you get attached to that good place, now you're back to square one. So I'm describing it, and it's definitely worth practicing your concentration techniques and your breathing techniques so you can get to a place of meditation. But it's not really something that I can explain, because the minute that we try and talk about it, we've already gone back to the world of form. And then there's a state beyond that, which is called Samadhi or enlightenment, where not only are you conscious and aware and yet in a place of no thought and complete stillness, but you all, in addition to that, you become one with it all. And there's no longer a sense of identity of, oh, I'm Sarah, I'm a yoga teacher, I live in Utah. There's none of that. There's no me, there's no self, there's no little self. There's only everything. There's only everything, nothing. Really, it's only an awareness that we are all one, from the earth to the trees to the animals to the sky and the stars and this divine energy that gives us life, and you and I. There is no separation, and there's no concepts that make us feel like we're different or separate from each other. And that's a state that you might catch glimpses of, but will most likely be unable to sustain. And it's only very, very practiced masters that can actually stay in that state and function in the world the way that we need to function in the world. So that is my little 10-minute summary on yoga. Yamas and Niyamas, live in a righteous way. Do your yoga poses, keep your body healthy. Practice your breathing techniques, connect with the divine force. That will lead you to concentration so that you can see clearly, which eventually leads you to meditation, and that eventually leads to enlightenment. It's a path that might take many, many lifetimes, but every step that you take in the right direction gets you closer to your destination. And my teacher used to say, and the destination is always in every step. So you practice to get towards this state of enlightenment, but at the same time, the moment that you're already practicing, you have already arrived. And so that's my message for today about what yoga is all about. My name is Sarah. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste. And please visit my website at sarahyogaandwellness.com. I offer private and small group online yoga classes and an online yoga teacher certification program. And I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.